So if you're writing Python code, you're absolutely going to be using dictionaries. I mean, they're everywhere. They are one of the most fundamental, most powerful data structures in the whole language. So in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how they work so you can start using them with total confidence. Let's kick things off with a question that, every single programmer runs into. You've got these pieces of data that belong together, right? A user's name and their email, or maybe a product and its price. How do you actually keep them connected in a way that's clean, that's readable, and efficient? Well, the elegant answer to that very problem is the Python dictionary. It is a data structure that was literally built to solve this exact challenge of managing connected data. So what is a dictionary really? It's not just a simple list of items. No, it's a collection of pairs, and each pair has a unique key that you use to look up its matching value. Honestly, the best analogy is just a simple lookup table. Or hey, a real-world dictionary. You look up a word, that's the key, to find its definition, that's the value. It's simple, it's powerful, and it is incredibly organized. Okay, so you've got your data stored away. Now for the crucial part, getting it back out. And this is where a common dilemma pops up, one that can literally make or break your code. The most direct way to get a value is just by using its key inside square brackets. So for example, if you had a dictionary for a user, you might write user, square brackets, name, square brackets, to get their name. Seems simple enough, right? But here is the catch. This is the big one. What if you ask for a key that isn't actually in your dictionary? What happens then? This is an absolutely critical question if you want to write code that doesn't just crash all the time. And this is where we have two very different paths. If you use those square brackets and the key isn't there, bam, your program crashes with a key error. It just stops. But there's a much safer way. If you use the .get method and the key isn't found, Python just calmly returns none, or even a default value that you provide. No drama, no crash. And this is the golden rule for reading data. When you can't be 100% sure a key exists, get is the professional, defensive way to write your code. It's what keeps your programs from blowing up unexpectedly. Okay, so we know how to safely get values, but what about when we need a bit more control? Sometimes you have to check if something exists before you even decide what your next move is. And that is where the in keyword becomes your best friend. Before you even try to access a key, you can just ask Python, hey, is this key in my dictionary? And you'll get a simple true or false back, which lets you control your program's logic with an if statement. Now, what if you need to remove an item, but you also need to use its value one last time? That's exactly what pop4 is for. Think of it as a clean three-step dance. You target the key, pop hands you back its value, and then it removes the entire key value pair from the dictionary. It's a get and delete, all in one smooth move. A huge part of working with any collection of data is looping, going through all the items. But with dictionaries, it's not a one-size-fits-all deal. You've got 3 distinct paths you can choose from, and it all depends on what information you actually need. So let's break these down. If you only need the keys, maybe to check them against a list or something, you can just loop directly over the dictionary itself. Super simple. If you just need the values, like say you're calculating the sum of a bunch of prices, you'd use the .values method. But the real powerhouse, and the one you'll probably use most often, is .items. It gives you both the key and the value together in each step of the loop, which is perfect for when you need the whole story. All right, we have covered a lot of ground, and fast. So let's pull everything together into a final cheat sheet. Think of it as your ultimate toolkit for becoming a dictionary pro. So let's bring it all home. The core of working with dictionaries is really just about being intentional. Be defensive when you read data. Use .get. Be deliberate when you change things. Check with in or use .pop. And be specific about what you need when you loop by choosing the right method. Mastering these tools is what separates basic, fragile code from robust, professional code. So there you have it. You've got the fundamental patterns for working with Python dictionaries. Once you start recognizing which tool to use for which problem, you're just going to find yourself writing cleaner, safer, and way more powerful code. The only question left is what are you going to build with it first?